Oh man, so Cardano is up over 70% from its bottoms just 18 days ago. What is going on? Cardano is up another 15% today after an impressive day yesterday. We've actually got Bitcoin down, but Cardano seems to be the shining light pumping ahead. What is going on? What are the key levels in the charts? Where could Cardano head to? And what am I doing? We're also going to touch upon some of the major upgrades coming to Cardano by the end of June. So make sure you stay tuned till the very end. Hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to trade Cardano, you can do so using PRIMEXBT. Links in the description. They've been kind enough to offer this community up to $7,000 in bonuses if you want to trade Cardano. Links in the description. You just need to deposit using my coupon code Ijaz1, and then from there you're going to activate your bonus. So let's get straight into the charts because it's a really pretty chart, right? We've come off from the bottom here. You can see here when the lunar crash happened and Bitcoin really did create its low. Cardano posted a low on this 4-hourly candle of 38 cents. Absolutely insane. And I've been saying for a while now, even when we're sitting at 80 cents, really, Cardano is an absolute steal at any of these prices. So anybody's been able to purchase in this period has done really well, in my opinion, because Cardano has just made so much progress and really is a coin that you'd want in a diversified portfolio. So we're going to cover off some of the various different upgrades that they've announced and what's going to happen with the project and some of the milestones they've hit. But first, I just wanted to cover off some of the polarity and opinion amongst people in the crypto space. It never ceases to amaze me, and if any of you have been watching my videos for a while now, you will know I'm a big proponent of Cardano. But I'm not here to try convince anybody else to be a proponent. And that's the weird thing about crypto. You've got a lot of these maximalists where it's very binary for them. It's either Cardano's great or it's horrible, and I need to post on every single Cardano video why it's a bad project. There's no need for that. I mean, a great example is I don't personally invest in XRP. Not because I think it's a bad project or any other reason, but let's say I don't invest in it, right? Do I then go on every single video and explain why XRP is bad and why you should not invest? No, there's no need for me to do that, right? You can allow other people to find good projects and hopefully they can profit from them and do really well from them, right? We don't have to find every good project. We can't. We just need to find a few good projects which we have conviction in, and there's no need to be negative. So it always makes me wonder why there's such a negative hatred towards Cardano. But at the end of the day, they're going to be just fine. They've got a really loyal community. They have done from the early days. And it wasn't therefore that they were the first real competitor to Ethereum at the time, and they rose from that, right? And partly, you know, some of those ETH maximalists really did kick back against it, and maybe that's why there's a little bit of hate against Cardano. It also wasn't Cardano's fault that their valuation became a little bit frothy, and I'd agree with that. You know, before the Pluto smart contract platform, before a lot of the progress on Cardano actually building stuff and launching stuff happened, the valuation did go really high. But during the middle of a bull market, Bitcoin was running, Ethereum was running, so Cardano had to run with it. That's just how markets worked. That's traders buying in and investors buying in. Nothing to do with the foundation, nothing to do with Charles or the team or anything else to do with the project, right? They had a roadmap, and so far they've delivered on it quite nicely. Which brings me on to my next topic, which is how they're now rolling out the Vasil Hardfork. And we know the Vasil Hardfork is coming out by the 29th of June. Now, currently, let's see what this is all built around scalability, right? They want to increase the throughput and make things more usable on the network, make it more stable for layperson's terms. To make it a little bit more complicated and try to explain it, in essence, what it's going to try to do is, if any of you guys know how the internet works, when you go through your web browser, there's like a cache. Every time you load a website, which you've been on frequently, your browser caches it, so it doesn't have to load everything every single time. They're doing a similar thing on Cardano, such that you can have these receipts. And every time you run a transaction, you don't have to run the whole thing. And this is going to really help them reduce the transaction size. Currently, the transaction size is 3,206 bytes. They want to significantly reduce that after the Vasil Hardfork, which remember is 29th of June, and they're on track for that. So another 29 days before a really big upgrade for Cardano. This is not a small upgrade. This is really big, and they're sticking to their timelines, which is impressive. Now, you might not necessarily see the changes in transaction sizes right away. So this is an important point to note. So if anybody comes out fudding after the launch, oh, look, it didn't even move the transaction sizes, just know, again, that's people with an agenda. It's going to take some time for it to come into the code. Developers will need to tweak some of their dApps in order to take advantage of this new functionality, and it will take some time to see in the metrics, okay? But that should hopefully help them with enhanced throughput, better range of DeFi, DEXs, which a lot of people have been complaining about for whatever reason, and smart contracts, okay? So those are the key bits we want to cover off. Now, what else do we have? Well, we know that we've covered off the Vasil Hardfork. The other bit we wanted to cover off was this. We've now seen over 5 million NFTs minted. There's over 5,700 NFT projects. These are real use cases. And remember, the whole ethos behind people who are saying, oh, Cardano's not going to achieve anything, they would always say, let Cardano build something. But Cardano is building. They started. They've got a little bit of traction in each of these key spaces, right? A little bit of NFTs, a little bit of DeFi, and these are just the early stones, right? Just the early stones, laying the bricks bit by bit. And no doubt they're doing things slowly and methodically. Now, I always said the reason I wanted Cardano in my portfolio was I like the way they went about things. Very methodical, very peer-reviewed, very researched. Very just slow, do it once but do it right approach. I always appreciate that from Charles. So Charles Hodgkinson is a mathematician, for those that know. I studied maths, so I'm a mathematician as well, and that just completely resonated with me, his rational and logical approach to how he wanted to build out this project. This is going back years when I started following what ADA was doing. So for me, when I sit here now and I see projects like Luna, which kind of run up really quickly, achieve loads, move fast, break things type, Facebook type mentality, right? Move fast, break things. And there's nothing wrong with that as well. Some platforms do well like that. Then you see what happens, and it's like, okay, just as a hedge in my portfolio, I need to have a project that's doing things from an academic perspective, that's doing it slowly, doing it right, taking their time, not just trying to pump their price. If Charles and the team wanted to, do you think they couldn't have just launched the smart contract platform like years earlier? Of course they could have. In a really bad way, just glued something together, launched it. Maybe they would have got hacked a couple of times. It would have been slow. They would have loads of bugs, and they would have just kept going, just to keep the price moving, right? To keep some excitement, put a couple of NFTs on there. Of course they could. But that's not their mission. That's not their ethos. That's not what they're trying to do. Right? They're trying to go after these noble causes, and they're going to do them slowly and methodically. And I've always appreciated that, because if these fast platforms, like you look at something like Solana, look how quickly they moved and took the space in the layer 1 space, right? And, caught up with Cardano's market cap. But look how much downtime they have. Look how many times they've had issues, right? So you need to, it's the pros and the cons. And the answer for us as investors is we don't have to pick one. We can allocate our portfolio to some of these, a bit of Solana here, a bit of Phantom here, a bit of Cardano here. Why not? Why can you not allocate that in your portfolio? Of course you can. We don't need this binary 0 or 1 thinking. We can invest and spread our funds out accordingly based on which ones we like and how diversified we want to be. Okay? So that's the first thing. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to look at, which is one of the kind of qualms some people have about ADA, which we just wanted to cover off quite frankly here, is if you come onto the Masari charts, you'll see that the number of active addresses counts are indeed going down. But again, this is riding a bigger wave than it is for Cardano, right? This is the whole space. If you're looking at Ethereum transactions, or you're looking at Ethereum total value locked or metrics, you will see there's a downward trend, right? We're in a depressed crypto winter. We've been here for a while, and this is something you'd expect. This won't be unique to Cardano, and I wouldn't be too concerned about this as of now. You then can look at the whale transactions, and some people saying, oh, but the whale transactions are going down as well. Naturally, right? The whole what do you expect these whales to be doing? The whales have been moving heavily risk off for this whole period of time. They've been selling their stocks. They've been selling everything, right? Anticipating what the Fed is going to do. What kind of environment are we going to be in with a tightening monetary policy? So what do you expect them to start buying Cardano, which, let's face it, is still an altcoin, right? We know they're selling off Bitcoin, let alone holding Ethereum and Cardano. So of course, whale activity and transaction counts over $100,000 will start to fall. Okay, so not too concerned about these on the short-term time period. What I am more interested in is looking at something like this, which is your developer activity. Okay, so what this chart is showing you is your developer activity dating back from all the way to 2016, and you can see the progress is being made. And this is what we want to see. If developers are building, that is the key. As a layer 1 solution, as a blockchain, you need the best dApp developers building on your ecosystem. If this chart was going down and to the right, I'd be concerned, because now in these crypto winters, the dApp developers need to continue to build. They need to be incentivized. They need to think that Cardano is a great platform where users can use their apps, and they need to be building. So it's good to see that they continue to build and they're building well. And I expect this to go further up after the Vasil Hardfork. Once it's even easier to use, throughput is even better, transaction sizes fall as well. I expect this to continue to grow over time. Okay, so let's get straight into the chart then. Those are the fundamental pieces I wanted to cover off. And then the question really from a technical perspective is what's going on. And we're sitting here on the 4-hourly chart. You can see we've almost created this kind of a double bottom pattern and we broke out. It's a bit more visible when you zoom out. You can argue this is a W pattern here with neckline at about 60 cents, but a really nice bounce. I mean, it feels like a long time ago that we were sat here at 38 cents on Cardano, and now we're sitting at 65 cents. Huge, big move. I mean, if you managed to catch this, if you were buying the dip here on Cardano in this kind of a level, and you see that up to where we're at today, that's a 70% move just there, okay? Let alone where we're going to from here. And that's the question. Where can we now head to on Cardano? Let's get a clean chart. Let me go to the daily. What I'm going to do, if we can zoom out, there we go. And what you want to do is you want to take your Fibonacci extensions, and we want to go from swing low, very roughly here, to swing high, and you can see that your golden ratio, your Fibonacci golden ratio, sits between $2.06 and $2.14. So if the whole crypto market decides to retrace, if Bitcoin decides to now go on its next move towards the end of this year and start retracing back up towards all-time highs, I feel very comfortable that Cardano can comfortably get back to $2 to $2.14. Now, if you're buying at 30 cents, that's an insane return on investment. Even if you're buying at kind of 50 cents-ish range, that's a 4x on your investment. Now, personally, I wouldn't be chasing these green candles. You have no reason to be chasing these green candles. You've had plenty of time to be accumulating something like ADA during the downturn. We've been making videos explaining why this is such a great project. Don't be those people that feel the need to chase these green candles. That's not the right way to go about things today. And naturally, whenever you start trying to chase the market and chase this kind of a move, you'll notice that the market will just fall straight back down. So what's more important, and why I'm making this video, is for you to build your conviction for the next time you get a dip, right? For the next time, maybe if this dips back down, comes and retests at about 55, 50, are you going to be entering? That's the question. Now, obviously, we know altcoins are heavily correlated to Bitcoin at the moment, but it's just crazy to see that Cardano continues to move from strength to strength today. You've obviously got CRYPT moving in solidarity as well. CRYPT up 5% today. And pretty much those are the only coins in the green today, whilst Bitcoin is down 0.66%, okay? Now, it's going to be a big day today for crypto, because what we're going to look out for is, are we getting this decoupling? Right, so we saw that towards the end of last week, we had the stock market start to rally green, but Bitcoin was sitting in the red. The stock market then closed over the weekend, and Bitcoin decided to do really well over the weekend. Then we had Memorial Day yesterday. Bitcoin continued to do well. So now, will the stock market open green? And if it does, will Bitcoin follow and be green too, i.e. correlated? Or will they detach and go different ways? Really interesting. We won't find out till the market's open in a couple of hours. I will be watching that with a close eye. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video. As always, if you appreciate this type of content, smash up the likes. Make sure you're part of this community. Check out our course member live streams, ijaz.uk/member. If you want to trade these moves with me, check out PRIMEXBT. Links in description. You can get a bonus of up to $7,000 just by depositing using my coupon code Ijaz1. You can trade just with that bonus. So whatever bonus you receive, you can trade with that without actually touching your deposit. So just go ahead, sign up, get deposited, you get the bonus, then you can get traded on Cardano or any other favorite coin of yours. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.